How's it going, everyone? Tate here. So, this week we have something just a little bit different. I was going through some of my old footage a few days ago, like I do from time to time, and I came across an old video from season 2 when I was riding at Muddy Waters. And as I was watching, I noticed how I was riding with such confidence, and also what was cool was I was clearing pretty much every jump at that track. And then I got to thinking, I just kind of walked away from motocross and haven't returned to it since season 2. So that video gave me an itch to get back out on the track and try and start incorporating motocross into my riding once again. So today we are at Byron MX for their track day. This is the weekend of the Greg Moss Memorial Hare Scramble, and that's tomorrow on Sunday. But today we are focusing on riding the MX track on the practice day. So let's get right into it. Before we get to the actual riding, let's rewind a little bit because I was adjusting my idle screw on my carb when I was cleaning my carb out. And when I first started my bike today, it was like the choke was on when it was just idling. It was idling way too high, so had to make a quick adjustment before we went down to the track. So I'm going out on my sight lap right now, and this is the first time that I actually rode Byron just for a ride day, and I actually rode the entire MX track. I've been here two times before. Once, I believe it was 5 years ago, I want to say, for a hare scramble, and then last year for the GP. So I've ridden this track partially in races, but never just to ride. And now that I live in Illinois, this track is about an hour from where I live, so definitely want to put this track on the radar for possible riding locations. So let's get into the actual track here. So we're coming up to a very mulchy section, I want to say, and the mulch is kind of loose, so it was really easy to get bogged down there. And then we come to a steep downhill where we go on a turn, and you can see I'm kind of already losing myself here. And then the turn goes up a hill, and then you go to the left here, and then we go on a straightaway to a very small uphill jump. This is actually really easy to clear, and I'm barely even riding at this point. I'm really bogging it, and I almost cleared the jump right there. And then this is the one part of the track that I have never seen before because they don't put this in the woods races, but it's a double double section, which I do end up clearing the bottom double, but the top double will get to that here in just a little bit. And then we go on a downhill once again, and then we turn into another uphill jump. And this jump seems simple, but in person it looked a lot scarier than what it does on camera. So again, I don't end up clearing that one either. I wanted to keep my goals realistic for today. So today was all about just getting back on the track and getting used to being on the track once again because these guys that ride at the track days and race motocross, they're fast. So that takes some getting used to alone. But I just wanted to get some seat time and maybe clear a jump here or there. But again, wanted to keep the goals realistic because uh, not only am I riding motocross for the first time in 2 years, but I'm riding a track that I have very little experience with. So, with that said, again, I want to start riding motocross more often and incorporate that into my riding. So, I might take a trip. Well, I'm definitely going to take a trip down to Muddy Waters, but I might also head back to Lakeview OHV, which are those are two tracks that I was getting used to back in season 1 and season 2, and I have some experience with. So it would be good to get the muscle memory back on those tracks. So we completed one lap there. I kind of explained the track and then I started talking, but let's get into some footage from later in the day. So this jump in the back here, I was clearing pretty much from the beginning of the day, so got very confident there. But this next section, the double double, maybe I got a little too overconfident with. Let's take a watch and then we'll talk about it after. So I was surprised with how forgiving this jump actually was for under jumping, but obviously didn't have the RPMs up high enough and severely under jumped the second double. I was slowing down, kind of thinking about how to approach the jump, and then by the time I started speeding up, it was a little too late to clear both sections, but hey, at least I tried it. So this tabletop in the front of the track here, I know for a fact that I can clear it. I'm letting off the gas really early and I'm still jumping it about 80% of the way. It's just, I kind of need someone here with me to give me the mental encouragement to get me over that jump and get me over that fear of what if I don't make it. And of course, it's a tabletop, so if you don't make it, then it's fine. But I just need that mental encouragement at this point in my riding, getting back into motocross. So hopefully, I'll find someone to come riding with me on these motocross tracks, and then I can get over that hurdle a little bit easier. So you can hear pretty easily in my riding that I am lugging way too much. That's another issue I've noticed I have when I ride by myself is I just kind of putz around and lug around and I'm not on the gas, especially as not as much as I should be on a motocross track. But if we fast forward to another practice session here, so they split the C class up. Originally, the A and B classes were with the C class practice, but they split up A and B in the C class. So now I'm with riders more my skill level, and also it's a little bit later in the day. So there's a few woods guys showing up and riding the practices as well. And if we listen to my riding, then you can hear I'm a lot more on the gas now because I'm riding around people that I can kind of keep up with and keep pace with. And when I have that with me, then that's when I really push myself. So this session here, when I'm trying to keep up with these two guys in front of me, this was by far one of the most beneficial sessions of the day. They're jumping the same jumps I'm jumping, and they're rolling the same jumps that I'm also rolling. So it was good for me to try and keep up with them, and you can hear in my RPMs that I'm definitely pushing myself a little bit further. One key thing that I definitely need to work on is shifting. I was kind of putzing around the track all day in mainly third and fourth gear, but that was maybe too high of a gear for me, so I need to work on shifting from second to third, third to fourth, and keeping the RPMs up a little bit more. And that's what I was doing when I was trying to keep up with these guys. So that will do it for this video. Clearly a lot to work on when it comes to motocross, but it's something I'm excited for and maybe a new or additional goal for the year to kind of spice things up a little bit and bring motocross back into the mix. So guys, let me know your feedback. Thanks for watching, and I will see you on the next video.